Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So the chapter is named Nature, the Enjoyer and Consciousness. I read the verse and then you can repeat after me. Arjuna Uvacha Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Purusham Setram Signanam Evacha Etad Veditum Ichami Jnanam Gnanam Chakesava Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Setram Setragyam Evacha Etad Vidutam Ichami Jnanam Gnanam Chakesava Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Setram Setragyam Evacha Etad Vidutam Ichami Jnanam Gnanam Cha Ekasava. Somebody will repeat or? Arjuna Vacha Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Setram Setragyam Evacha Etam Vidutam Ichami Jnanam Gnanam Chakesava. Somebody? Okay, we go on the second one, which is Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam Sarinam Kunteya Setram iti abhidyate Etadyo veti tatpu prahu Sretyaga iti tadvidaha Idam sariram kunteya Setram iti abhidyate Etadyo veti tam prabhu Setragya iti tadvida Idam sariram konteya Setram iti abhidyate Etadyo veti tam prahu Setragya iti tadvida. Repeat. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam Sariram Kanteya Settam iti udidyate Etam yo veti tatprahu Settagya iti tadvidaha. Okay, so we read the translation. Arjuna said, O my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti. Nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field and knower of the field and of knowledge at the end of knowledge. The blessed Lord then said, this body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna was inquisitive about Prakriti or nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, Setra, the field, Setragya, its knower, and of knowledge and the object of knowledge. When he inquired about all these, Krishna said that this body is called the field, and that one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. This body is a field of activity of the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul is entrapped in material existence, and he attempts to lord over material nature. And so, according to his capacity to dominate the material nature, he gets a field of activity. That field of activity is a body. And what is a body? The body is made of senses. The conditioned soul wants to enjoy sense gratification. And according to his capacity to enjoy sense gratification, he is offered a body or field of activity. Therefore, the body is called setra, or field of activity for the conditioned soul. Now, the person who identifies himself with the body is called Siddhagya, the knower of the field. It is not very difficult to understand the difference between the field and its knower, the body and the knower of the body. Any person can consider that from childhood to old age, he undergoes so many changes of the body, and yet he is still one person remaining. Thus, there is a difference between the knower of the field of activities and actual field of activities. A living conditioned soul can thus understand that he is different from the body, and is described in the beginning, Dehesmin, that the living entity is within the body, and the body is changing from childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to youth, and from youth to old age. And the person who owns the body knows that the body is changing. The owner, the owner is distinctly Setragya. Sometimes we understand that I am happy, I am mad, I am a woman, I am a dog, I am a cat. These are the knowers. The knower is different from the field. Although we use many articles, our clothes, etc., we know that we are different from the thing used. Similarly, we understand that by a little contemplation that we are different from the body. In the first 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, the knower of the body is the living entity, and the position by which he can understand the Supreme Lord are described. In the middle 6 chapters of the Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the relationship between the individual soul and the super soul in regard to devotional service are described. The superior position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the subordinate position of the individual souls are definitely defined in these chapters. The living entities are subordinate under all circumstances, but in their forgetfulness they are suffering. When enlightened by pious activities, they approach the Supreme Lord in different capacities as the distressed, those in want of money, the inquisitive, and those in search of knowledge. That is also described. Now, starting with the 13th chapter, how the living entity comes into contact with the material nature. How he is delivered by the Supreme Lord through different methods of fruitive activities, cultivation of knowledge, and the discharge of devotional service are explained. Although the living entity is completely different from the material body, he somehow becomes related. This is also explained. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjanan Sakaya Chakshuramitam Tasma Sivam Namo Vishwadaya Krishnavastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Yamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachani Vishesasvinari Pasyajitani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Chaitanya Dhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is a very important chapter. As we know, we try that we are not this body. Many people think that they are the body. But they are completely, the body is aside and we have the spirit soul. We are spirit soul. So this chapter is mainly to understand, those who understand the difference between the Supreme Personality Godhead, the soul, the super soul, the body, he attains liberation from the material world. The living entities are subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but due to forgetfulness, they are suffering. We have this verse, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 7. Mamai vamso jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana mana sasrandiyani prakriti sthani karsitaha. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. But due to conditioned life, they are suffering from the 6 senses, including the mind. So, as we see in this material world, everybody is suffering. There is nobody that says that I have not no problem in this world. I am okay. Some people say, yeah, I'm okay. But everybody has some kind of problem. And everybody, as this verse says, they are suffering. With the 6 senses, everybody has got the 6 senses, including the mind. The mind is the main one that gives problem. The mind, it accepts, it rejects. You say yes, no. So it puts you into trouble. Unless you are chanting Hare Krishna and you're controlling the mind. When you control the mind, then you're okay. So as this chapter is saying, the living entities are subordinate to the Supreme, but due to forgetfulness, they have forgotten Krishna. Due to forgetfulness, they are suffering. So by enlightening, by pious activities, they approach to the Supreme Lord in different capacities. They approach as the distress, the inquisitive, the search of knowledge, and search of money. So in these capacities, they try to approach the Lord, Supreme Lord. So in this chapter, is explained how the living entity come in contact with the material nature. How he is delivered by the Supreme. And cultivation of knowledge and discharge of devotional service. This chapter will go at the end, explaining this. So the living entities are completely different from the material body. But somehow or other, they become related. So sometimes we see that many people try to maintain their body. They do a lot of exercises, eat some kind of food. Some people jog, exercise, fitness, and they try to become, make the body strong. So this is material. But one can become spiritually strong. One can make his body spiritual by eating prasadam, chanting the Mahamantra, reading books, spiritual books. So, in that way, one can become spiritually strong. Setra means field, the body. And it's just like land. We have land, we can grow things there, grains and all that, and we have body. So we can look after the body, clean the body and all that. So, so spiritually advanced means that one is completely forgetful about the body. He forgets about the body, material body, and he concentrates on spiritual, making his body spiritual. Utilize the body according to Shastra and purify the body. Eating prasadam, chanting, reading spiritual books, lectures, all that. In that way, we get purified. The body becomes purified. So in that way, we don't need to go and run 20 miles, 10 miles, and then get tired and bones, all that, become to give you a lot of pain. The athletes, they know how much is painful. But it's not needed. You put somebody who is there running 10 miles, and one he is chanting half an hour, it's no difference. I mean, he's becoming materially strong, and this one becoming spiritually strong. So, spiritual is better, you become more stronger than becoming material strong. And after some time, this material body is going to finish. You can see him after 10 years of practice of jogging and all that. He has to give up after some time because it's too tiring. So we have to utilize the body and do sacrifice. There is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Text 1. Nayam deho deha bhajan nirloke kastam kamam arhate vidvijam ye tapo divyam putrakayam sadvam sudyed yasmat brahma sokya anantam. So this verse is Rishabdev. If you come to know Rishabdev, he had 100 sons. And he was talking to his sons, explaining to them that one who has attained this material body should not walk day and night for sense gratification. One should not use his body just for sense gratification. Instead, he should do penance and sacrifice to attain devotional service. So in that way, by such devotional service, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal, blissful life, which is transcendental to this material happiness, and which stays forever. It continues forever. This is Rishabdev saying. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Text 1. So, to know the body, as saying in this chapter, in this verse, one has to come to knowledge. Like, if you have a house, you are owner of the house, but you are not the house. You are there in the house living. You see? But the house is a house. Like an apartment in Bombay, there are tenants living in the apartment, and then there's a proprietor. So he is not the proprietor, he is a tenant. So we are in the body, but there is another Supreme Lord who is controlling, and he is a proprietor. You see, so there is a verse which says, okay, one second. Chapter 13, text, verse number 23. Upajas tanumanta cha bharta bhakta maheswara paramatme chapi ukto dehesmin purusha paraha. Yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the Supreme Person, who exists as the owner and permitter, and who is known as a super soul. This is the same chapter, but text 23. So, There is another inside, the super soul, who is watching everything, who is enjoyer, okay, who is directing you. So he is a real owner of the body. You see, we are just existing like that, but we follow the Supreme Lord, who is a permitter, and he is our advisor. So we are going the right direction. But if we not follow the owner of the body, the super soul, then we go either way. We don't know what we are doing. You see, we do what we like, and we do what, and then we have suffering. You see, day by day we take decisions. Every day, I want to do this, and what is the result? We don't know what is the result unless you go and face it. Then you say, I should not have done it. You see, by our whims we do it. So we have to follow the Supreme by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Yeah, can everybody chant together? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this way we revive our consciousness, real consciousness, and then we are going in the right direction. We do what we have to do. Like somebody is driving in a road, and he's stopped suddenly by the police. So why you stop? No, because you should not be coming this way. This is one way. Oh, I didn't notice. No, but you have to notice. This is not the fault. There is no excuse. This is ignorance. You see, there was a sign at the beginning, but you didn't see it. This is ignorance. You see, you have to follow the signs. You can't say no. Excuse me, I made a mistake. No, he has to give you a ticket now. You see? So similarly, we are doing everything. Every day, this decision, that decision. You know, that the decision we are making in the mode of ignorance, that's the result will be going very bad. In the passion decision we are making, that's going to be bad also. And then we have decision in the mode of goodness. And that, in the mode of goodness, we can attain peace. You see? So in that, and that can be done, as you have just chanted, the Hare Krishna mantra, and by gradually chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, we are surrendering to Krishna. Okay, so that is said in chapter 18, verse 66. It says Krishna that Dharman Parityaja Mamikam Saranam Bhaja Aham Ton Sarva Papevya Mokshayami Masuchaha. Do not fear. Do not fear. Masuchaha, he says. That if you surrender, then you are completely free. You are in the mode of goodness. I'm protecting you. You are going in the right direction in the mode of goodness. And that way, you will be peaceful. Otherwise, whatever decision you are making is waste. You are not going to come to the right. As there are many, so nowadays you can see demons everywhere. Everywhere you see demons. And they are trying to do the wrong thing. And they are thinking they are doing the right thing. You see? So many killings, so many things are happening around the world. But they are demons because they are not taking the Supreme Lord as the advisor, as a director, you know. He is a Supreme Lord and he is with everyone. But if you don't follow the advice, what he's giving, then your problem. You see, they're all demons. They think they are doing the right thing, but they are not doing the right thing. They are doing the wrong thing. So this is happening everywhere. So, as you see, that's why Prabhupada says you have to distribute books. Why? Because these people, they are completely ignorant. They are in mode of ignorance, and they don't know, they are not knowing what they are doing. And that's why so many people are suffering. So Prabhupada says, go out and distribute books. So why we are giving these books? Because when they read, then they will be elevated. Then their consciousness will be elevated. And also they will take birth as good human beings. Although they are not going to the spiritual world, but they will benefit. So that's why Prabhupada says, go out and give the books. Whoever takes the book, I mean, many people will not take, but so whoever comes, he is very, very fortunate. Jai Shri Radha Gokulan. So that person who got the chance to get the book, he is very, very fortunate. And he will benefit. You see, by reading one page, he will benefit because in the book is Krishna. Okay? Krishna is, we learn that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So by reading at least one page, Prabhupada says, you don't have time, read one page. Okay, you don't have time, read one line. Okay, you don't have time, read one word. You will come across Krishna. And as soon as you read Krishna, you will be purified. You will benefit and you will be elevated. You see? Why we go to take Jagannath, Lord Jagannath outside in London, especially big cities. Why? Because the people are degraded. They will automatically benefit by just seeing Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, on the chariot. By just looking at, what is this? Everybody asks, why is this? So by asking like that, small questions, they will benefit. So why we give prasadam? Everybody distribute prasadam? Because that is elevating their consciousness when they eat and elevating their future life. But just by seeing, coming across the devotees, talking to them, participating a little bit, they will benefit as they get good life, next life. You see, all these are, they benefit by just coming across Krishna. Very, very fortunate. That's why everywhere Prabhupada said, go out, distribute, give prasadam, take the chariots out on the cities. So many people come when they see these chariots, but just like looking at them, they say, this is God, and they say, but they don't know. But at least they are looking. You see, just looking is a benefit. You see, you have a Bhagavad Gita at home, you have no time. Many people walk because they go out rushing, especially in London, you see catching the train and then going to the underground and rushing people, how quickly they are walking. So they don't have time. But at least if you have Bhagavad Gita on the shelf or Bhagavatam, you just look and say, obeisances. In that way also you're going to benefit. Krishna is so kind. You see? Just saying, Bhagavad Gita is there. You benefit. Krishna is so kind. And you don't know, somehow or other, you will get a chance to become a devotee this life. You see? If this life you become a devotee, automatically you are elevated to the higher planets. You see? Just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You are elevated your consciousness, your body, everything. You just benefit and go higher planets. There is no waste in this. Otherwise, whatever you are doing materially, you see people reading newspapers and all this, listening to music, and the children going out in discos, and all these are waste. The devotees know that, how it is a waste of life. Because you don't get anything. You see, some children, they used to go out at night, late night. Some of them, they don't come back. We don't know where they are. They go to their friends and somewhere. They don't come back home. You see, in that way, they are trying to enjoy. but there is no enjoyment. Instead, they are wasting, as they get headache, and the next day they have to take some tablets, going to the doctor, headaches, and all. So it's a waste. Watching televisions, all kind of, you can watch some news, and okay, that should be useful. But instead, all the other films and all this is a completely waste. They waste their time. There's nothing to gain. But if they come across a book, a Krishna conscious book, then the life is changed completely. It's changed. You will not understand how this person has changed, this youth. He was trying to drink, he was trying to smoke, but by reading the book, he will completely change. So many people have changed. And we have a good life. A very, very strong, you can change your lifestyle and eat vegetarian food. It's so beneficial. We get all the kind of prasad which is vegetarian offered to Krishna and become prasad. And some people don't know. They say, okay, but how you survive? Why do you eat? They just think we are eating only sweets. But no, there's so many preparations you can make. Vegetarian, you offer to Krishna and become prasad, become spiritual food. And then you eat. You see? So, that's why, Prabhupada is saying, distribute books. Give prasad to everybody. Here we have devotees, we distribute prasad every day. When you come, now they have this Haveli. If you go after 4 o'clock, you get Mahaprasad, which is from the Aarti. And then whatever daytime they have cooked, they will give you prasad. And that goes up to 6 o'clock. Every day we do this prasadam. And Sunday we have feast 2 times. And that is to all the public who come. You see, that's called spiritual food, prasadam, offered to Krishna. So that's, I think everywhere in the world, they have this distribution of prasadam. Sunday feast is called. You get a plate of prasadam, and in that way, if you eat prasadam, you will benefit and you become spiritual. So, there's also verses in many verses are there. I can tell you one more verse, which is 14:26. Mamchayo vyabicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So one person who engages his time, engages in reading these books and in full faith, and then in unfailing in all circumstances, he transcends the moods. Mood of passion, mood of ignorance. He transcends the modes of material nature and comes to the level of Brahman. You see, one should try to engage, as I was saying, some kind of service. Chanting the Mahamantra, offering the food, the preparation to Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita or any spiritual books. One can transcend these modes of ignorance, passion, and come to the mode of goodness. So when you are in the mode of goodness, every day you are doing good things, good decisions, you are advancing and you are spiritually, and then you are coming higher. You will not stay in the material world, but you will get out of it to the higher planets and eventually to the spiritual worlds. Spiritual worlds means together with Krishna. You are not coming back in this world. Because why? We don't want to suffer. Everybody is suffering. You can see somebody who is, let's say he says, oh, I am okay, I'm rich, I have so many things. I don't want to do all this. What's the point? I don't know whether there is heavenly planet. He is a spirit, I don't know. But I am enjoying. And then what happens after a few years, you see he cannot eat, he cannot walk, he got problem. And still, he wants to stay here. He wants to take birth again in this material world, go through all these difficulties, going to school again, and then get a job, and then getting married, and then looking after the children, and then staying again. He doesn't want to know anything apart from this. Because he's got some money, he's happy. But how long? How long are you going to stay like that? A time will come, doctor will say, oh, you got blood pressure, you got this, you got that. And now he doesn't know what to do. Not eat that. If I eat that, then blood pressure will rise. If I eat that, then I get stomach problem. So this problem is coming again and again. So that's why he doesn't know what to do then. So that's why you see devotees here practicing every day, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, praying to Krishna. Please, Krishna, protect me. This is so difficult, this material world. So many complications. You see? So in that way of praying and practicing this bhakti yoga. As this verse is saying, bhakti yogena sevate. Unfailing in all circumstances. One will transcend these modes of material nature. Automatically. After we are practicing every day, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, praying to Krishna, kirtan, distributing prasadam, doing devotional service, we will transcend. You see, as we see, devotees are very happy because they have transcended these material modes. They are in another mode of goodness. You see, they are in the mode of goodness, and they are happy. They are not running after money, not running after women. Because all these things are waste. Not dhannam, not jannam, not sundarim. Kavitam vaji jagat sakamai. Mama janmani sware. Bhavatat bhakti haituki vai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I don't want any wealth. I don't want any movement. I don't want any followers. I want only devotional service, burst after burst. This is fourth verse in the Chaitanya Istakam. So what is the point of getting all these things? Dhanam, so much riches, followers, women, and this and that. It's no point. Because after some time, you're going to suffer. After 60, some people reach and then they start suffering, complication. Oh, the doctor said that, not to eat that, not to eat. So what I'm going to eat? You see, but in the process of Krishna consciousness, you're controlling everything. Especially the mind. The mind you have so much anxiety. In the morning, if you wake up and chant, then you will be seeing how you are controlling the mind. You see, and then you come to the mode of goodness. And in the mode of goodness, whatever decision you are taking, you will attain peace. Why? Because Krishna is there, Mahamantra is there, and Krishna is directing you to the right path. That is chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So everybody can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's just so simple. It's so simple. You don't have to take big tools, big hammer things to chant this mantra. Just as soon as you wake up, start chanting slowly, Hare Krishna, Krishna, like that. And that Krishna will, from inside, you're rising this consciousness, which is Krishna consciousness together. And he will gradually direct you, give you the capacity to chant more or to do something spiritual. You see, so many people are doing so many things, other things, but they are not doing any spiritual activity. No spiritual activity at all. You see, and then at the end, you see, after some time, they have collected some money, and then what happens? They start fighting. They start fighting among each other, and what happens? The money is taken by somebody else. So what is the point of working so hard whole week, and then at the end you have to leave everything? Who you know that has taken some money with him when he passed away? Every money is left there. Other people will take. You see? And you have accumulated so much money and it's useless. You have wasted your whole life just to collect some money which you have to leave there. But when you have spiritual life, you practice so long that it stays with you. And you are elevated to higher planets and you go even to the spiritual world. That is it says. That it says in the Shastra. Whatever you do spiritual thing, that will stay with you. Is no loss. Chapter 2 somewhere in Bhagavad Gita says that whatever you do in Krishna consciousness, there's no loss. And when you leave the body, something happens, and then you carry on with that point where you have arrived. You see? Let's say somebody has started to do some practice, and he's on the path of Krishna consciousness, devotional service. Something happened, but his heart stays with him, and he will carry on the next life. That is Krishna saying in the Bhagavad Gita. So, in this verse itself, I think it's from verse 8 onwards, Krishna is saying that all the families, you have children, wife, husband, should get together and chant this Hare Krishna mantra. He says to worship at home, deities, worship. Perform kirtan in your house. So children are there. Children like to play some kartal sometimes, mardanga. So practice, give them a chance to carry spiritual life. You practice and sing bhajans. You can also do cooking and offer to Krishna. You see, your children will watch. He said, "Oh yes, what is this God? And this is food, and it become prasad." So easy. So in that way, they will learn. And wherever there is Krishna, there is a mode of goodness there, and you are happy, and He will bless the house. So read together one verse in the Bhagavad Gita every day. I mean, not every day, let's say 1 week together, and do this worship of deities, chant bhajans, and offer food. It says that a family who prays together, they stay together. But if there is a family, there's no bhakti, there's nothing, they are eating all kind of things, and then no kirtan, bhajan, nothing, no spiritual activities, and it's a waste. We see that family is become after some time is finished. They separate. Something happens, and sometimes you see the children, they are neglected. You see, they all lose because there should be some respect for the Lord. You see, the Lord is giving everything, but they should not neglect. Use it in the proper way, and in that way, the family stays together. You see, otherwise, you see some family, the children have come to school, they throw the bag there and go sit in the corner, and some other children watching some program in the TV, some kind of dancing or singing or, rough program. And that will give them later on all kind of, they become ignorant. They will not listen to the father. They will not listen to the mother. And in that way, they do their own things. So in that way, the whole thing is destroyed because there is no respect firstly for the parents, and then especially after that, the Lord. They will not know who is the Lord. Who is Krishna? They will not know. They don't want to know. But if you read a book or Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita in front of them, or talk about a verse, then they will gradually listen. And in this way, you will be all have a good life. And by chanting and reading and coming to the temple, associating with the devotees, eating prasad, all these activities, you will finally go back to Godhead, to Krishna. That's what we are doing all here. Thank you. Hare Krishna. If you have any question, any comments, please. Yeah.
You mentioned about one shouldn't exercise. Did you mean not to exercise at all, or?
No, what I meant to explain you, exercise is good. But some there are athletics that I have met, after running for some time, let's say 10 years or so, they have all kind of problem, knee, excessive, yeah. But exercise, Prabhupada says, you walk in the morning, like devotees walk with a japa, around chanting Hare Krishna. That's exercise. And Prabhupada says, you swim. Swim also is a good exercise. You see, in that way, you are not getting, I was also doing exercise, running and that, but after some time you get knee problem. After some time you get back problem. Yeah, but that's what I have heard from people. Just say, I got it myself also. So, some exercise is good. I'm not saying, like if your children wants to play football or some tennis, that's okay. But you can become strong in that way, but you can become more stronger spiritually. Yeah, spiritually become more stronger than that. And you don't have to much with the body, Chanting, eating prasad, doing kirtan, mardanga, devotees dancing here. If you come on Sundays, kirtan, devotees dancing, that's also exercise.
So it's good.
Yeah.
Exercise and do spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual activity, same time, yeah. I'm not saying no, not to do exercise. Yeah, you can do some exercise. But
Krishna's kind of brother.
Yeah.
He's a god of strength.
Yeah.
You also use to exercise.
Yeah, so it's good exercise, but not too much. But do spiritual activities. Yeah. In that way, you don't get much tired, but you do Krishna, chanting of Krishna, and Krishna will protect. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, you mentioned about, thank you for the nice class. You mentioned about preparing your food to deities. So you should also mention that it should be clean days before.
Yeah.
And you should cook onion, garlic, or egg, fish meat, that Krishna like that. And you should have a separate plate for the Lord. First,
Yeah. This we will find in our books. Yeah, we have many books. So if you buy one book about beginning of Krishna consciousness, it says how to practice Krishna consciousness at home. So in that one, it's mentioned all the things that you have to do. Ignore no meat eating, no meat, no garlic, onions, all this. You will get it in the books. Everything in the proper books. Yeah. But the thing is, you start, and if you begin it, then you will come to know. You come to know, you come to meet devotees and everything, because Krishna will guide from easy as possible. He will tell you what to do. Everybody is the same. Not say everybody is become a Mahatma and no. We are all practicing.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, anything else? Okay, so we are having Aarti now. Good Aarti. Everybody can participate. Thank you. Bhagavad Gita ki, Prabhupada ki.
too high.
This is very big.
Adityananda